going on, people? Today, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share with you how I recover from burnout. Let's get to it. What's going on, people? Today, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're outside on park, and I'm one-wheeling. Now today I want to share some thoughts about just the fact that I'm in the recovery of something called burnout. Now if you don't know what burnout is, it's pretty much just yourself getting to an exhausted point of just feeling some type of tiredness, exhaustion, depression, whatever it may be, all that kind of stuff. It's the process where you feel like I don't got any more energy to do, I don't want to do anything anymore, I can't do this, I feel defeated. That's kind of what I guess my best description of what burnout feels like. Now, if you haven't experienced something called burnout before, I'm glad you haven't, because it honestly sucks. But I just want to share with you something as a creator who makes videos like these, on the weekly basis, on the bi-weekly basis of, how I specifically get out of it and how I recover from it exactly too. So if you're into this type of stuff, join me along of how I get myself out of burnout. Now, I feel like there's a lot of ways of just getting out of burnout, but I feel like there's two ways that specifically for me that I know how to get out of burnout, and that's active rest and just straight up vegging. Now, obviously vegging only helps to a certain extent. You feel like the problem's there and you feel like, you're still exhausted after watching a bunch of Netflix and whatnot. So preferably, I like to do what I call active rest. Now, you may have heard of active rest is something which you hear and work when you're at the gym and working out. In between sets, you're kind of doing something like some type of activity, like jogging in place or doing push-ups, all that kind of jazz. Active rest, it feels like for me when I call it that, it's just you're doing something in between, to kind of sustain yourself, but also give yourself energy. So things like this, what I'm doing like right now, I'm one-wheeling. Things like when I go hiking and camping and just hanging out with my friends outside of society, is pretty much my way of saying, this is how I actively rest and kind of gain back some perspective to the world and, my creativity and getting the juices marinating. Now, if you're not an outdoorsy person like me, there's definitely multiple ways of doing active rest, and that could be like, reading, going out for a cup of coffee, people watching, whatever it may be. It's something that you kind of get a moment of time to kind of gain a perspective. All right, so I don't really know the science or psychology of how true this is, but at least in my personal opinion, to kind of get this relief, this stress relief, getting your blood pumping, getting the fresh breath of air, all this kind of jazz, is just allows my creative mind to kind of gain another perspective, gaining a lot of more of a creativity to figure out, what works for me, what looks more fun, and gives me more of a creative look to all these types of stuff. Now, this video isn't really a creative specific video where it's just like, if you're tired of creating, you don't have motivation, you should do this. But this kind of applies to anyone who's out there watching that feels this type of way of burnout from work, whether or anything like that. I feel like go outside, take a fresh breath of air, make yourself uncomfortable to a certain extent to be able to explore different options and new things where you can be like, what, I might not be into this type of stuff, but maybe, I can find rest in this type of area. So, wherever you are, you're gonna get through it. Trust me on this. I feel like sometimes I feel defeated every single day, but day after day, I'm going out one-wheeling, weekends after weekends, I'm going, camping or hiking, all that jazz. So take a break. I feel like, there are times you need a vacation, and, this is your sign and reminder to do that. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I just want to share some thoughts on this types of stuff. I'll be sharing multiple videos of hiking, one-wheeling, adventures, all that type of jazz. So if you want to join me along for this venture, I'd love to have it around you. So wherever you are, hope you have a blessed day, and God bless. Peace.